Answer me this, how do you make a HTTP request in JavaScript? I am sure the 90% of people will say, yeah, we'll install Axios and then we'll just use Axios library to make the request, right? I mean, it's a valid point. Axios is a great library and I'm using it in all my JavaScript related project. You can see the download, man. It's a 2 million download a week. I mean, so I think 90% of developer is already using this library. So there is no bad thing in that. But do you know there is a default way of making HTTP request inside JavaScript without any library, without any dependency? Let me show you what. It is called Fetch API. Fetch API is a default interface for interacting with your HTTP request, and you don't need to install anything, you don't need to change anything to use this fetch API. You just need to call fetch and then that's it. You can call the fetch function and then you can interact with your API. So in this video we'll just see a demonstration and why you should reconsider using a fetch API instead of Axios or any other library. So let's go into let's see it in action, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna using a Vue.js because so obviously I'm gonna use it in a Vue.js project because I don't know React. Yeah, so that's the reason of using Vue.js. So let's start. So first I'll import a ref and onMounted from Vue. You don't need to focus on this because we'll get to the main part of fetching the data using fetch API. So don't worry about these things. I'm just taking a reactive variable and then I'll just reassign it when I get the data from the API. So I'll take a ref of null and then I'm gonna create a function that will fetch the data from API and then assign to the code. So I'm gonna take a asynchronous function and inside that I'm gonna take a new variable of name res as in response, and then I'm gonna wait for that. And then I'll call our infamous fetch API and then I'm gonna put a great API URL. So what is this? This will send you, this will give a response of a Donald Trump quote. So Donald Trump, he's a really nice and great guy, so you'll get a quote from him every time you refresh. So that's what the motive behind this application. So you call fetch and then on the response I'm gonna wait and then I'll call response.json and I'll get the data. Once I get the data, I will assign the quote.value, which is our reactive variable value, and I will set it to data. And then inside onMounted hook I'll call get quote, and now we need to print this in our template. So inside template, let's take a div class quote, and then inside that I'm gonna take a h1 and then I'm gonna say quote.value. So this is a new null operator. If quote is null then it would be null. If quote has something then it will go inside that and print the value. And then obviously the great author Donald Trump will print his name as well because he wrote all this thing. I'm gonna save and I'm gonna refresh the browser to see if it is coming or not. So see, our greatest quotes we are getting from the server. So let's just inspect and see what is going on. So I'm going to go to the network tab. I'm going to select fetch xhr and then I'm gonna make a refresh. So see, it is actually making the API request and we are getting the response. So that's how, without using any third-party libraries, you can use fetch API to call data from your API, or in general you can make a HTTP request. That's all for today. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, stay blessed, stay happy. This is Jahid signing off. Have a great day.